Alright, YouTube, I want to talk about view count cliff dive phenomena. A lot of us, just pretty much all of us, about six weeks ago, experienced a cliff dive. Our view count averages went off a cliff. Boom. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll explain it. You know, for a while we had an average that got set. And then pretty much overnight, it went down, and then this is where our average was. A lot of us at first thought, oh no, what happened? Oh, they hate me. It's not really the case because we all experienced it pretty much at the same time. Now, the general consensus seems to be that YouTube has messed with the algorithm that sets ranking and search signal. Like, you know, you have a video that's had over 1 million views, so it's ranked somewhere on the list when people search for stuff that, you know, would include your video. So your video, since it was popular, would be up here on the list. Now that things have changed, it's down here on the list, so it's not getting the traffic that it used to. You know, myself, I have a lot of videos like that in that category, and they're not performing like they used to. It pretty much changed overnight. But it's not entirely a consistent phenomena. You know, I experienced it in October, but then November was good for me. December, a cliff dive again. Now, YouTube says it has not changed anything to its algorithms. So if that's the case, well, what's going on? I think if they haven't changed their algorithms, which they may have and they're not telling us, but if they haven't changed their algorithms, what is pretty much going on is YouTube is oversaturated. There's way too many of us making content. There's way too much clickbait. And okay, so why did it pretty much happen overnight? Well, a lot of reasons. You have, you know, the election, Donald Trump. That created this huge surge of content on YouTube. There was shit surging before, but it was like, it was pretty much leaning to the right. There was a lot of stuff coming up on YouTube to the right and the left. Big upset election night creates this ball rolling like a downhill snowball effect thing, if you will. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. People are freaking out. There's all this content, just boom, 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 boom. And there's always content. There's always content being uploaded. Tons of it every day. Now there's more because there's more to talk about. And then there's clickbait. There's just tons and tons more of that. So it's like being in a flood. It's like the market has been flooded. There's way too much. There's way too many of us. There's way too much content. There's too much getting stuck in a clickbait frenzy. You know, you're sitting there binging on clickbait videos, watching news bloopers or fails or whatever you watch, or Pizzagate. That kind of stuff. So hopefully it changes. Maybe we should slow down on content. I'm not. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I'm not stopping. I'm not letting this like put me in the ground. You know, it's not like a mudslide of hate or something that's breaking me, because nothing's breaking me. I just lost my income stream. You know, it got knocked down like 40 to 50% overnight. But I'm not going to let that stop me, because I feel that things are going to come back and it's going to be better. If YouTube did change something and we keep bitching and complaining and, you know, we just don't hold back, maybe they'll change it back. But it's more likely it's a case of oversaturation and clickbait. And then, you know, there's the human behavior factor. That's always something that's hard to predict. When you do like an equation and you have to put human behavior in that equation, it can make the equation go it's unpredictable. Human behavior is unpredictable. So it's the middle of winter pretty much, right? It's like the end of the year. We should just calm down and hopefully we'll get through it. We'll figure it out. If they did change something, well, damn them. Change it back. Otherwise, stop watching clickbait and let's move on. See you next time.